what's going on? We've got Sharon Zhang at Truthout. So Sharon Zhang is an Indie Media Award honoree for one of the top writers. Truthout for being one of the top outlets, which is why you see 2 Indie Media Award logos down there. But she put out a report, or she's reporting on a report that was released. Thousands of federal officials have owned stock in companies they govern. And this is not just senators and congresspeople. What? Yes, that's correct. Thousands of federal officials in the executive branch over the last 2 presidential administrations have disclosed trading stocks in companies that their agencies oversee, representing thousands of potential conflicts of interest, a new investigation finds. So again, this came a new one. The Wall Street Journal analyzed over 31,000 financial disclosure forms dated between 2016 and 2021, which included information of over 315,000 trades in stocks, bonds, and funds by officials and their immediate families. These documents showed that over 2,600 senior officials across 50 federal agencies have disclosed owning stock in companies that have lobbied the agency that they work in. This represents more than 1 in 5 senior federal executive branch officials, the report found. Jeez. These trades represent many potential conflicts of interest and exploit conflicts of interest that agency officials seem to have simply swept aside and waived the rules for, the report says. Well, these stock holdings reveal that not only do officials have personal financial interest in companies they're responsible for regulating, but also that they may be trading stocks at seemingly opportune times. How surprising. Nearly 1 in 3 Environmental Protection Agency officials have reported owning investments in companies lobbying the agency, holding up to $2 million in shares in fossil fuel companies on average between 2016 and 2021. Donald Trump official Michael Molina, for example, a senior advisor to the deputy EPA administrator, had owned oil and gas stocks that could have benefited from Trump's policies favoring fossil fuel companies. Could have, maybe. In another potential conflict of interest, FDA official Malcolm Bertoni owned a number of stocks in food and drug companies that he said the agency gave him permission to own, despite these companies being on the agency's no-buy list. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And defense secretary officials collectively own between $1.2 and $3.4 million in defense contractors or defense companies on average in the studied years. This is fine. The timing of these trades is suspect, potentially suggesting insider trading. The report found that more than 60 officials had traded stocks in companies just before their agencies announced actions against them. One DoD official, Greg Zacharias, had bought stock in Lockheed Martin 5 times just before the Pentagon awarded it a new billion-dollar contract. It's possible that many of these trades were legal, even if there are conflicts of interest. While officials aren't...
Crazy.
Yes. While officials aren't allowed to do work that could affect their personal finances, laws around trading are regularly unenforced, and the laws are often weak enough that officials can work around them. Many of these potentially conflicted trades clearly violate the spirit behind the law, which is to maintain the public's confidence in the integrity of the government, ethics lawyer told the Wall Street Journal. The report comes at a time when government officials' ability to trade stocks is already under scrutiny. Dems and Republicans have been, quote-unquote, pushing for a ban on Congress members' ability to trade stocks for months, and many of the officials whose stock trades were analyzed by the report may be banned from trading stocks under Democrats' latest bill, introduced by Dem leaders late last month. We know that's not going to happen. Ethics experts say high-level lawmakers and officials should indeed be banned from trading stocks, not only to prevent potential conflicts of interest, but also to restore public trust in government agencies and decision-making. But advocates for a stock ban say that the issue of banning executive and judiciary branch officials from trading stocks should be brought to a separate vote, rather than included in the same vote proposal for members of Congress, noting that Democratic leaders included a vast range of officials in their bill to include in order to garner opposition from Republicans and potentially doom its passage. Yeah, it's a poison pill. They intentionally lumped it and made it broad, so there's no way they get enough support to actually pass the thing. Thanks, Dems.
Yep.
The veneer of actually doing something. So that was a quickie. Not a terrible surprise. Rampant federal corruption happening across the board. Yay. Good to know.
I wanted to ask, there was a thing put out by Gray Zone, I think. I think it was Clarenberg, I wanted to say, about UK like leak.
Yes, there was a big leak in UK. They actually launched Gray Zone UK with that story.
Article. Yeah. Shout
out to Gray Zone. Congratulations on UK. We're Gray Zone, also Indie Media Award honoree. Kit Clarenberg, Indie Media Award honoree. So definitely check them all out. kitclarenberg.substack.com. Go to Gray Zone. It's grayzone.co.uk, I believe. Or if you go to grayzone.com, there's a link for the Gray Zone UK and check out his story on that for sure. More exposing corruption. And that was about the fact that they knew about blowing up the Crimea. They had plotted blowing up the Crimea bridge beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay. Beastmaster X, yo, welcome. Starting from the beginning. So you'll get to this and we're going to shout you out and say hi about an hour in. So thank you so much for joining the show. Kelly, I'm sure Congress will make all this legal like they did an insider trading for themselves. Exactly. Okay. Again, Kroger Albertsons merger. Exactly. Skyrocketing food prices. 100% Ed. E. Heller. All right. So